Hello people, welcome back. My name is Art and I'm here to do another video. Now, this video is going to be, I'm going to talk about some comic books I read, of course. I try to do some serious things a little bit and some light things and some funny things and little flying little thing gave up. Alright. Let's get it started. The first book is Rise of the Ultraman, Part 2, Number 2. This book right here is starting to get more and more interesting. It's like a retelling of the Ultraman saga. So I guess number 3, he's actually going to appear this time. So Ultraman hasn't actually appeared really yet. So I guess number 3, he's going to appear. Very good book. I like it. It's entertaining. It's enjoyable. So forth. Now there's a lot of people out there today that talks about comic books and how they're so socially conscious and they try to push an agenda. And that's fine. I don't care what they try to push an agenda. The question is that agenda interesting for me to read? Because if it's not, I'm not buying it. So, for example, I'll give you an example. This is a reprint of Wonder Woman #1 that I just found off the shelves. It's a retelling of Wonder Woman's origin. How the Amazons was created and they're technically pro-girl and all this other stuff. And to me, this looks to some people, they read this and they say, this is feminist, this is feminist. But to me, this is a good damn story based off legends or lore or hearsay, if you want to call it that. Of course, she doesn't appear too close to the end of the book, but it's basically said back in the day in the 80s, they relaunched this book of Wonder Woman by George Perez, and this is one of the books that he became famous for. And so what they borrowed a lot from the mythology of the Greeks and all this other stuff, and puts it like Heracles is in it. It kind of looks like the Marvel's Heracles for a second, kind of similar almost, but it's kind of funny. I never had a chance to read this book before, and I actually like it. The question is the story interesting to read? And his answer is yes. This story is still interesting to read. Okay. To me, if a book is boring, that means the story is boring. If the story is boring, that means the writer is boring, or he's just not giving a damn, or he's just like phoning it in, as they call it. A lot of people want to say, oh, there's so much agendas. Everybody's trying to do some kind of agenda here, and there's something here and something there. And it's like, you know what? If you look for straw horses, you're going to find straw horses. If you're going to look for trouble, you're going to find trouble. To me, this is entertainment. Now, for example, after I ate dinner, I popped on YouTube a OTNA pay-per-view that I don't remember seeing, but I know I did because some things are so familiar, from 2012. And I've just been reading these books on the background. So, hey, that's if you're into wrestling, that is. But if you are, great. If you're not, no big deal. I love it, but I'm not too into it like I used to. Otherwise, I'll be watching wrestling every day of the week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Now, my parents do that, and that's great for them, but I don't want to do that because there's other stuff I want to do. Okay? That's why. But anyway, getting back to stories. This story right here, Darth Vader #6. Very awesome story. This happens after Empire Strikes Back. So after the Death Star blew up, Do you think Darth Vader got punished? Then of course, he tried to bring his son to the dark side, and that failed. He got escaped. So that's what the Emperor decides to. It's time for to teach you a lesson. Basically, he used his power to basically emasculate him. I mean, he was halfway cyborg anyway, but I mean, took his majority of all of his cybernetic limbs and just destroyed him. And says, time for you to survive again. Time for you to get that hatred back. And believe me, I tell you, when I say good story, a good story is when you read it and then all of a sudden you turn around and it's at the end of the page. You say, I gotta wait for the next one. This is what this is telling me. I gotta wait for the next one. So this is good. I recommend this one. Amazing Spider-Man 50. Now here's the problem. The story was really, really good. And this one just kind of dropped the ball. It comes up and it's like falls flat, in my opinion. I still love Amazing Spider-Man. I'm still going to collect it because I like Amazing Spider-Man. This is the beginning of a new storyline in which you find out the big baddie of all this manipulation is somebody from Spider-Man's past. Naturally, of course. But who was it? It's shocking. I was kind of shocked. I was like, are you flipping kidding me? How the hell did all this stuff happen? But anyway. Decent read. Now, Usagi Yojimbo number 13. Now the fun thing is, I have never read a boring Usagi Yojimbo book. I have, in the 20 odd years of reading it on and off, I've never read a boring Usagi Yojimbo story. The guy who created Stan Sakai put so much love and attention into the stories and his books that it keeps you motivated. It keeps you enticed. So what happened is, this is his old friend from way back in the day when they was growing up. They're rivals. And of course, when he went to serve the Lord, this guy lost and couldn't become a samurai, so he became head man of the village that they both grew up in, and he married his old sweetheart, and he's raising this guy's son. So tension already, and the tension between these guys you can tell already. And believe me, I'm gonna tell you something, man. Of course, their plans get foiled. They try to save their village, and you know what happens when one person messes up? Because one person got caught, and it all falls apart. So this is what that is, and the next story is going to come up soon. Good read. If you're into Japanese mythology, Japanese lore, Japanese culture, the easiest way to learn about it is through Usagi Yojimbo. But that's a good story. Now the big daddy of them all. Warhammer 40k, Marnius Calgar. Now, in the past, one of my past videos, I said I was very skeptical about Warhammer 40k. Marvel doing a Warhammer. I mean, if Dark Horse did it, it would be great. If IDW would have did it, it would have been great. But Marvel, I'm kind of shaken until I saw this. Parental advisory. So if you know it says parental advisory, you know. Then I said, oh, parental advisory? Uh-oh. That means there's going to be some stuff in here. It's kind of bloody. And I'm like, okay, this kind of feels like Warhammer 40k. If you ever played Warhammer 40k and know the folklore, the lore of Warhammer 40k, do you understand exactly what I'm talking about? Let me show you a page or two. This is the variant edition. I couldn't find the regular edition, but it's fine. Well, I could. I mean, the first page. Look at the first page of this. See that? When I saw that page, I was like, okay, all right. This thing got promise. This thing got some promise to it. And then this big splash page right here. See that? Got torn asunder. Now that's when I said, okay. Now I have a feeling that this story is going to be in good hands. And of course, it's based off of the miniature war game. That's this. And for a couple years, I've been thinking about getting back into it. It's a very expensive hobby, very expensive. Maybe one day I'll show you some models that I had years ago. A lot of the models I bought, back then, I had a lot of disposable money because I wasn't going to the bars anymore. I wasn't going to the bars anymore, and I wasn't drinking every weekend because I was on probation for drunk driving. So I had disposable money, lots of time, painted a whole crap load of models. And and I think maybe I'll talk about that in a future video. Well, anyway, I'm not going to keep you too long. I'm kind of tired. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say farewell to you guys. If you read any of these books, let me know down below. If you want to read some of these books, let me know down below. If you think that some of the books is not so great, or if you think I should read a certain book, let me know down below. Give me some pointers. I mean, I would love to read some new stuff instead of getting the same old books. I would love to read some new stuff. So if you have some, or if you got some old stuff that you think I should look at, let me know. Drop me a line. Typing that is. So I'll talk to you later. Bye bye. Where's it off?